to the Long Bangers preview show. I'm your host, Colin, and tonight I have with me
John.
John. Aye, well done. Well done. I thought, is he doing that deliberately? Surely no. And we've got a special guest tonight. We've got Stephen. Stephen, who's been on the phone in a few times, because our host is struggling again.
With
Boy's always,
dysentery.
boy's always ill. The boy's always ill. Aye, we need to get his will checked, like just for future, just to see what happens. What happens to the podcast? Given he's not here.
Oh, do
It's
you mean
hard enough.
like
Hard enough to get you to say your name. Never mind actually organise all the logistics and that.
it's amazing how easy you follow a routine though. Like I think because of the way that my screen normally works out, you've got Matty top left where Stephen is now, you're always at the bottom, but you always go second. So I'm like, fuck, is he looking for Stephen to come in? Is it me?
You're always after me. Anyway, Stephen, how you doing?
I'm fine. I was just thinking for that, they should maybe do an Ant and Deck where Ant always stands on the left. So you see, as you say it, Ant and Deck, you could do Matty, Colin, John. Maybe just a suggestion.
That's a good point. We'll see if we can work that out. I don't know if Zoom just bounces the faces about. I don't know how it
It's
works.
never going to happen.
Shifts around, you're absolutely fucked, then, aren't you? So,
Anyway, Falkirk tomorrow, Easter Road. What are you thinking? Are you looking forward to it? Think we're going to see big changes? What's your thoughts, John?
Do you know, I'm not sure. I don't know if it's made easier or more difficult by last week's performance because I think when we talked about it in the previous show, I'd suggested that we maybe wanted a couple of changes to reflect what we were seeing with the team and the sort of the inconsistent performances and the poor performances that we'd seen from some of our so-called big game players. And we had those changes with the exception of Boyle, and we gifted 2 goals, and then we had a better second half. And I think it was a better second half. Like I know that quite often you hear the argument that well, they were like the opposition were 2 goals up, so it's natural that they're going to take the foot off the gas a wee bit. But we were in the game and could have equalised and gone back to 2-2. So I wonder if we'll see. I wonder if we'll see the same starting 11 again as we did against Celtic.
Well, we won't, right? Because I've just read a comment in the FAJ Star and Nicky Cadden's out definitely, and Abita's a doubt. So their question, I don't know.
Well,
Aye,
I've not read anything today. I've missed all of that stuff because I've been dealing with shite at home.
aye.
So
I know, but Nicky Cadden went off with a hamstring. I reckon he'll be out for a good few weeks. But I didn't know about Abita, but he's a doubt. So what the question is, if FAJ Star, is if they're both out, who plays? The question there is who plays left wing back if both out, Stephen. However, I don't know. We saw a back four last week, so it could be a change of that.
There's not a lot of left-footed player options. I think certainly not in the midfield area. And
Left footers get an absolute easy ride, like every level. See if you've got a left foot, man, you're almost guaranteed a game. Like
I mean, there is left-footed players like Newell, but I'm not entirely sure here that he's in a position to last even 60 minutes playing that role. But it's obviously you're having to do a lot of defensive work and attacking work. I don't know if there's an option to maybe play Iredale there, possibly. But again, if you're putting him there, what are you getting from him in an attacking sense? It's always a worry, isn't it, when you've kind of got maybe 2 or 3 players potentially for 1 or 2 positions. If they're both, and we'll look at the strikers. If there's 2 strikers injured, we're down to the real bare bones. We're potentially changing and going one up top.
Absolutely.
I don't know, do we maybe make the midfield a little bit more narrow? But that's a risk as well. So it's a tough one.
So because I do think the squad's built like for the 3-5-2, right? But then if you've got 2 wing backs or 2 people that can play wing back out on the left hand side, it's blown. Like who else do you play? So we did go to a back 4 last week. I'm not sure if we started to a back 4. We would definitely move to that maybe early, maybe when Nicky Cadden went off. I'm not sure, but correct me if I'm wrong. Like we definitely played 4 at the back. Whether it was the whole game or not, I don't know. I picked a team for today. Do you want me to rattle off for you? Aye, it's up there. So I've got a team. I did go 4 at the back. I've went a sort of 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3, whatever you want to call it, right? And I think that I was going to say it solves the problem, but actually, if I beat as a doubt, then he's on there. So I've got Salinger in goals, right? Chris Cadden. I've went for O'Hora and Hanley as a back at the back 2, the middle 2, and I had Abita at left back, but obviously Iredale can fill in there if Abita's not available. I've got Barlaser and Chaiwa sitting in front of the 4. with then the sort of attacking three of Clegy on the right, Mulligan and McGrath on the left, with Bowie up front on his own. Obviously, with those two wide ones meant to be getting up and helping out. But that's a bit radical, because we didn't really do, we don't do it.
It almost sounds like Mulligan in the 10. But I'd imagine he's going to play a wee bit deeper.
Well, we need bodies in the midfield, right? So we just like the midfield. Falkirk, if they've got any sense, like look what Motherwell done to us. If you can stop Barlaser playing, the other ones didn't come and help out. So I think we maybe need to get bodies in there, but Mulligan and Chaiwa, and then hopefully one of them can go pick the ball up if Barlaser's getting marked out yet.
See if it's no a Christmas tree formation. What do you call that five in the middle? Because I'm kind of imagining it like your sort of box, but then you've got one sitting in the middle that's maybe Mulligan. What would you call that?
I don't know. It's almost like it's like a wee diamond, with somebody in the middle of the because the Christmas tree's 4-3-2-1. That's a 4-2-3-1. Quite technical there, but that's
all right, Pep.
I might leave now, Colin. If it's starting to get technical, I might leave now.
Oh, I know. This is technically, it's just numbers in a different order. Let's have a wee look at the comments. Thanks to the guys that have tuned in. By the way, go and give us a like if you're on there, because that helps us. Kieran Gallagher, he's saying he's a wee bit worried about tomorrow. He's put in the chat on Patreon that we don't beat teams who play 4 at the back this season, so I just hope the team can pull something out of the bag. And David Gray just said in the press conference, he's saying as well that it wasn't a 4, it was a more aggressive 5, which kind of makes sense to me and Matthew. I was at the game with Matthew on Sunday, and we were saying, is that a 3 or a 4? Like, during the game, because the way they were, it was kind of, it seemed flexible at it. Oh, and
hang on, was it a 3 or a 4, but it was an aggressive 5?
Aye, but that's 3 + 4 = 5, I think. Anyway, right, J-Star saying Klidge's out, and Kieran Gallagher says so Hoylett. So fuck me,
so that's my notes for the weekend. Just
who's available?
Bare bones injury problems.
Aye, right. Where was I going with that? So anyway, that was the team I picked. It's fucked. Right, Klidge's out, but Abita's out. Is there what? Stephen, tell me what you're going to do. What do you think Gray will do?
God,
notice I called him Gray there. That's like that's slipping into the negative, eh?
Yeah.
Like I didn't
is that you not giving him the proper respect?
Aye, I never call him Sir David in the manager role. We agreed that, John, didn't we? And he needs to earn his knighthood when he wins the cup. But he doesn't get it as the manager. But I think I've slipped into calling him just Gray before, so apologies.
If I'm honest, the true art of long bangers, Colin, I've done absolutely zero prep for this. I didn't realise, I didn't manage to catch the press conference because, unlike John, I can control my life and actually the dog out at lunchtime. So I don't know if maybe enforced change is maybe good for David Gray, to be honest, because the last couple of weeks it's maybe not been quite as fluent as he would like. And I think you guys on Extra Time are making a very valid point that the build-up play is quite slow and lethargic, and we seem to be missing something. We seem to be missing that incentive. Maybe even speaking out junior, but I maybe even go long ball to try and get the things moving a little bit quicker at times rather than just try to do the continual 3-4 touch passing movements. So I don't know if maybe having a number of players out in key positions might actually force a change. Maybe even, God, hell for leather, 4-3-3. That negates the need to have players out wide, I suppose, if you've not got players to play in that position. But if you're seeing Hoylett's out as well, I'm not even sure we've got the personnel to play 4-3-3. So it's a tough one because it will be a difficult game tomorrow there. I think they've only lost 2 games out of the last 7 or 8, and it's been against Hearts and Celtic. So they're coming here in good form. They're a good side. They're a young side as well. They've got a lot of pace in them, especially in attacking areas. So I think we will need to get it right to have a chance tomorrow.
Yeah. I think Kieran's just added in the comments there that he's got to play Yuan, otherwise we have no pace out wide, and it might come at that. No, I say it might come at that as if like that's a negative. He can be a good player, can't he? Right? It's just that he looks like he's not interested sometimes, but he has got pace. And actually, if Bowie's out, Klidge's out, then who do you play out wide? And that if it is a 3 up front, so there's potential there, I guess. It's a wee bit of worry, yeah. Like, we shouldn't really be worrying about a Falkirk game at home, I don't think. Like, other than the normal, well, it'll be a hard game, there's no easy games chat, but
Yeah,
I think it's
that-
reasonable to have a bit of sort of natural
apprehension.
concern,
Yeah.
just because of the injury crisis.
It's just crept up on us that way, and we're coming into a busy time. So, like December, I think we've got one game less than we were meant to have, because we brought that Livingston game, didn't we, forward a few weeks ago. But December's like, I think there's loads of games in December.
Normally, but I have not looked at the fixture list. In
Good.
fact, I'll do it now.
Aye, I think we have. I think we've got a lot of games.
I think after tomorrow, I don't think we play again until the Monday the 15th. So we've got
Aye.
9 days before the next game. So you'd like to think that there's an opportunity next week to maybe have a couple of days where the training's maybe relaxed a little bit to try and help them get back to full fitness. But just on the early point, Colin, if he's fit to be in the squad and he came on for a period last Saturday, surely to Christ we can get the first 60, 65 minutes out of him, you would like to think. He could be the difference tomorrow. He could be.
You
John
talking
Yule,
about
did you mean?
Yule or Ewan?
Sorry, Ellie Ewan.
Oh, Ellie Ewan. Yeah.
Aye.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Yeah. What do you think a team would look like with Ewan in it if he was to start? How might that change, and how might that answer the question of 4 at the back, 3 at the back, however many you have in midfield? Who plays out on the left? Who plays up front? And that makes it sound like I'm looking for Ewan to fill a number of positions, but I guess it probably demonstrates that I've got more questions because I can't quite picture it in my head what a lineup might look like tomorrow, given the number of injuries that we've got.
You could potentially have Bowie almost as the number 9 target man through the middle on his own. You could have then Boyle and Ewan at either side to potentially make it a 5 in midfield in defence and then a 3 going forward potentially. Now that you mention it, John, that's probably the way I would maybe try and structure it. That's about the only way I can think you would get the 3 of them into a starting lineup where they could all contribute something. Because Boyle's not an out-and-out striker. He never has been, which is why it's taken him best part of a decade to get to 100 goals for Hibs. Albeit it's a good achievement, it's still taken him 10 years.
But you're probably not going to get, like you're saying, that would turn it into a 5 in defence, would it? With Boyle and Ewan being
no, absolutely not. So, absolutely not. It would still be 3 in midfield.
Aye.
With the 2 of them. You remember Ellie's tracking back's not the best, but I was trying to think of a way that, rather than try to put a negative spin on it, try and get the most out of him from an attacking sense. It is a tough one, and I'd hope that we're more on the front foot tomorrow than on the back foot. But the last 2 games, whilst we've fixed the issue of late goals and second half goals, we've been 2-0 down at half time in the last 2 games. So we need to get off to a good start tomorrow. We absolutely do.
I think so. I think it could get quite. I think the expectations will be we beat Falkirk. So I think if we're not beating them, I think they could be quite negative. Let's say in the ground tomorrow. Hopefully not. You got to say something there, John. I've got a few more comments to read of you.
I was going to ask the question about expectations. Like, I can understand why people think that we should beat Falkirk, but should the expectations ever change ever so slightly given the respective form of the 2 sides?
Well, that's why we're apprehensive. Like we're not like, see if we were on good form, we'd be giving it the 4-0. But because we're not, we're thinking this might be harder than it should be.
When you say we, do you mean like the current forum, or are you talking about like the wider support?
Well, the wider support, but I think here as well. Like I'd be quite confident we'd beat Falkirk if we were on form. 2 weeks ago, I was saying Nicky Cadden should be in the Scotland squad. 1 week ago, I was saying, "Who the fuck's this boy?"
see when he went down at the weekend there, he was holding his shin, but he's got a hamstring injury. Like I've never seen or heard of that before. Like, is that when you phone up your work and you're like, I've broke my leg?
The voice. I'm worse than the voice. Oh, the one I remember right years ago was Gerrard when he was at Liverpool. Kept having back issues and they couldn't get to the root cause yet, and then he would keep playing and pulling up and all that. And they sent him to some specialist in France, let's say, maybe America, and they took his wisdom teeth out. So,
I remember even longer than that. I think Colin Cameron had back issues when he was at Hearts, and they gave him a
braces or a retainer or something.
It was a retainer. I think he just wore it on one side of his face, and I'm sure like that sounds absolute bullshit. That must have been like a sort of placebo effect. Your jaw's out of alignment, so we'll get a retainer. You'll be fine. Sound.
I think there's something in it. I think that's something in it. Anyway, a few more comments here, and then we'll go around and get a prediction. So, Kieran said, "Oh, I've read that one. Sorry. He might try Zach Mitchell on the left. He's supposed to be good and quick and good on the ball. J Star again. I guess they would do O'Hora, Rocky, Hanley as a back three with Iredale left wing back. And Kieran's also asking, is tomorrow Rocky and Chaiwa's last game before AFCON? I'm thinking, fucking hell, that's another, like, because that's coming up, and we've got Obita will be going to that as well, presumably. They qualified, didn't they? So yeah, we're going to be missing a few. Good. Let's change it around and get some positivity rather than how negative it is. So
Do you think that's how Zach Mitchell's time at Hibs is going to be remembered? Like, he's meant to be fast, he's meant to be able to play a number of different positions, but
you know,
we'll never know.
It's one of them, right? It's like, it's funny. I think it's funny when you get like the experts that talk about it. I tell you, say experts, like football fans that pretend to be experts, and it's like, he was brilliant at St Johnstone, and you look at it and you go, played about fucking 4 games. Like, how do you even know? When did you see him play? How did you make that judgment? You know, but that's what folk have done. And he's came here and he's trained all year, and he's not got in the team yet, right? So we've got to assume that he's not as good as the players we've got.
What do you think his role is behind the scenes, like
Hype man,
his contribution? Do you think he's Hibs hype man like Martin Boyle? Nah, he doesn't look like a hype man.
No, he's a young boy. Maybe he's organising nights out. I don't know. So it's funny though. You take somebody on loan and you just didn't hear many minutes. Right?
It's a strange one because you have to say, what's the player getting from that other than training in a different environment? But what's his, crucially, probably for the bigger picture, is what the hell is his parent club getting out of it? What are Charlton? You'd like to think if he's still under contract at 2021, what the hell are they getting out of it, sending him up to Scotland where he's not getting any minutes? He's getting, different training methods and a colder climate. We were discussing this before we went live. It's a strange one that you've got the player there and you've just not really used him. He's not been given any form of opportunity, and that's despite the start of the season. When we were still Thursday, Sunday until mid part of August, late August. It's a bit of an odd one, real odd one.
When you said what will his parent club think, Stephen, I thought you said what are his parents going to think.
I know, he'll be on Raj.
The young man, probably at the same age as me, to be honest.
Aye. Anyway, right, we're a bit out of time here. So, Stephen, predictions for tomorrow. What are you thinking?
I'm actually going to the game. First game since the Legia game at home. I've been given special dispensation for the wife to go. My 2 best men are Falkirk fans, and one of my best mates are the Hibs fans, so we're all going to make a wee day of it tomorrow.
Good.
Which probably means that it'll be another day ruined by going to the football. As always, Colin, I'm broadly optimistic. I think if we play to our strengths and capabilities, we can definitely beat them because above all else, they are a promoted side. They are a team that we should be targeting 3 points against. But right now, we don't know what Hibs are going to get. So I'm going to say very, very narrow Hibs win.
Mm-hmm. What? How narrow?
1 goal. I don't
3-2,
want
6-5.
I don't want to do the classic meme of the 2-1 Hibs, but I've got a feeling we will concede a goal, and I don't think it'll be high scoring, so I will go 2-1 Hibs.
Right. Okay, John, you?
4-1 Hibs.
4-1. Lovely. 4-1. Who's getting the goals?
On the basis that Hibs go with 3 up front that Stephen suggested of Yuan, Bowie and Boyle, I think they'll get a goal apiece and 1 in there for Chris Cadden as well.
Aye, fucking hell. Right, okay, I'll go 3-2 Hibs.
It's a good scoreline.
Bowie hat-trick.
Maybe if we've got that many defensive issues at the moment, the answer is just go all out attack, stick all the attacking assets on, and have a go.
I don't know if we do have that many defensive issues. We've still got a lot of defenders. It's just the left side of it that's a bit of like we've got like rattle them all off, like Hanley, Rocky, Iredale. You've got O'Hora, Mitchell, Chris Cadden. Like you could play Mulligan out in the right. Or at right back, there's plenty of defensive options in numbers, but then actual positionally, I think is where the issues might be. Because you've only really got Iredale left for the left-hand side. Anyway, right. Thanks very much. We'll be back on Sunday with our review of the match. Hopefully, it's happy faces, and then we'll no doubt be back extra time on Monday with a subject yet to be confirmed. And then next weekend we've got a guest on because there's no game, so we will publicise that later in the week. Once we've definitely confirmed it all.
A wee teaser.
A wee teaser, aye. Well, no, I'm not getting away. Right, okay.